Hi everybody, as you know, my name is Peter Matthijs. I'm the Vice President of Stand Up for Europe, and I'm responsible for the development of city teams all across Europe, which are the teams of Stand Up that we're developing in every city of Europe. So following the request of some of you, I'm preparing this short video just to explain you a bit the background of Stand Up for Europe and what we can do with our city teams. So first of all, why Stand Up for Europe? Well, we realized that there are an increasing number of populist movements that are attacking the European Union, but nobody is really standing up to defend the European project. That's why we created Stand Up for Europe. Of course, we know that the European project is not perfect, but the idea at its heart is important and it is worth being defended. Also, we realize that it is crucial to reconnect the European project with the people at the local level. And it is crucial to raise our awareness of being Europeans, because only if we are aware of our being Europeans, we can actually defend our interests and our rights as Europeans. So with this in mind, we decided that the movement Stand Up for Europe, which is a citizen movement, should be based on the development of teams in our cities. So first of all, why teams and not sections, not groups? Because we want to give the idea that the movement is very flexible, is very fresh and not bureaucratic. So that's why we like to think of our work as teams and to have team leaders rather than having a president of sections or these kind of titles. Also, the idea of being local is crucial because if you want to reconnect the European project with the citizens, what we can do is only at the local level. So we want to empower citizens at the local level to be active and to feel they can be part of the European project directly. And this will happen in the cities, in our neighborhoods. So that is why the approach is based on city teams, and that's why the idea is having team leaders or contact points at the beginning in every city in Europe. Also, the idea of our movement is very flexible in the sense of it will depend very much on your skills at the local level, on your interest at the local level, on how to shape the team and your work. Because of course we know every person is different, and then every team most likely will be different. A team in Berlin may be very different from a team in Milan or in Athens, because maybe the people in that team have different interests, different skills, different amount of time available, and therefore it depends very much on you, what you will make of your team. Of course, what is crucial is that we all defend the same ideas, and that's why we have a few proposals for a better Europe, which you find on our website, and we believe that these are the core and the heart actually of our movement, and we should all believe and trust that this is the way forward. Of course, we can change, modify this proposal, but for now these are the core of our work. So this is the key thing regarding the movement, which, as you know, was set up in December last year, 2016, from the merger of three different organizations, because we think also that we have to reinforce the way pro-European organizations work together, and that's why we started with this approach of federating the federalists, because that's crucial to reinforce our cooperation. And at the same time, this means also that at local level, when you work, when you develop your activities in your cities, you can also try to approach other organizations and try to work together. Because at the end of the day, anti-Europeans and Eurosceptic nationalists, they are working together, so why not pro-Europeans and federalists cannot do the same? So that's just very briefly about the background. So secondly, the approach of Stand Up is based, as I mentioned, on the empowerment of our members and of you as team leaders. And the idea is that we provide some resources that you can use at the local level to develop activities. And these resources can be, as I mentioned, some proposals for a better Europe that you can elaborate in conferences, events, some flyers, the ability to connect what you do in your city with what happens in all the other cities across Europe. We have a very strong resource, which is our social media. We are able to reach out to more than 1 million people every week through our Facebook page, for instance. So when you do an event, we can broadcast that event through our social media and give it significant more visibility than it would have had otherwise. So these are just some elements, but of course that's not enough. We also developed an online platform which is called Slack, and on that platform we allow you to communicate among yourself, to allows some cross-fertilization among what is done in different city teams across Europe, and also allows us to know how things are going at the local level. So I would really ask you to use the Slack communication platform, because there you find not only all the other activists in different cities in Europe, but also you find ideas on how to tackle some challenges and problems that you may also have. And also it's the only way that I have to know if you have some problems or some issues that you want to solve. So if you ever have any problem of questions or feedback, Slack is the best way to get in touch with me and with the other colleagues in the other city teams. Okay, now what to do with the city teams? Of course, we mentioned about the empowering you and empowering the members of the different city teams, but how to do what? Well, it depends, as I mentioned at the beginning, very much on your interest, on your skills and on your time available. The idea is, first of all, that every person, regardless from its interest and its time available, it should be able to contribute somehow. So this will depend very much on you and how you can organize yourself to allow that this is possible, that every person can contribute to the European project, even with something can be very small, can be maybe following, preparing some flyers or some communication messages for one event. This is really up to you. But the key thing that usually we do in different city teams are the following. Organization of events, so conferences, debates, to reach out to those already convinced that the European project is important. So we can have drinks, we can have conferences, we can have debates, depending on the size and on the interest at the local level, on topics which are relevant for you and for the people in your region, in your city. So that's something that we can do. The second thing that we do, more linked to universities, is the creation of students group. So we have about 10 groups now in different universities all across Europe. We call them Students for Europe group. And basically they organize larger events within their universities. And this usually is able to allow to reach out to more people in the universities to explain and discuss about the European project, often in partnership with other organizations and other university groups within the universities. Also people, they would like maybe to write some articles on the European Union or European issues. So they can do that as well with a magazine called Europe Today, and also one in French, Le Nouvel Européen, which are different, a bit different in characteristics and scope, but also there's an opportunity for people to discuss and on how to contribute through articles. Also we have other groups, and you can see what are the tasks that we can fulfill and allow you to contribute with, and you find them on the Slack channel, one of which, for instance, is the organization, the creation of a federal charter that we would submit to other political movements to see if they would share our idea of a more democratic Europe that would be ensured through a federal model, which of course is the only way to ensure that the decisions are taken in a democratic way and at an appropriate level, be it the local, the city, the national or the European level. Finally, we also have another way to engage more, let's say, senior people, could be businessmen, could be artists, could be people in the field of culture, politicians, and it's by engaging them through the support committee. Currently we have about 10 MEPs, so members of the European Parliament, but also artists, we have some businessmen and so on. So that's a way we can also engage people who maybe don't want to or don't have the time to be active on a daily basis, but they may be wishing to support us in another way, maybe by writing themselves some articles or by simply showing their support on our support committee. So basically this is a bit what I wanted to share with you today. Of course, this is a citizen movement. What Stand Up for Europe is and will depend on you, because it's you leading the work at the local level, and it's you actually challenging the populists where they are in the local communities that nobody usually reach out to. So thank you very much for your support, thank you very much for your engagement, and never hesitate to write me an email or actually on Slack so that we can continue this conversation. Thank you, and Stand Up for Europe.